I now pronounce you married. You may seal your vows with a kiss.
That's the scene a year ago yesterday. It's been over 1 year, just barely, since the first same-sex marriage performed in the state of New York. And since then, really shockingly, at least to me, who does this every night, there's been very little debate about it. After the big fight in Albany, it was like, all right, let's move on. More than 10,000 same-sex couples have wed across New York State in the time, and as I said, the sky has not fallen in. There have been no notable calls for repeal, and same-sex marriages reportedly generating almost $260 million for the state of the, at least for the New York City economy, just stand alone. But U.S. is not New York, and elsewhere the debate does go on. And on this issue, there's two questions really that come up. The first, it pertains to the recently late Sally Ride, the first woman in space. She died on Monday, leaving behind her a partner of 27 years. Now, a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know. Sally Ride was lesbian, but that partner for 27 years, Tam O'Shaughnessy, she'll be denied federal benefits because of the Defense of Marriage Act. And you go down to a popular spot, especially if you've been down south, that's Chick-Fil-A's. It's the company's president, Dan McCarthy, though, who made news. Last week he said he's, quote, guilty as charged of defining marriage as the union of one man and one woman, but he didn't leave it to just his opinion. Since then, he's also gone on the offense. Now, Boston Mayor Thomas Menino says that he's no longer wanting Chick-fil-A's in his city. Chicago official pledged to block the fast food chain from opening in his district. And the Muppet creator, Jim Henson, well, his company backed out of a partnership with the chain to make kids' meal toys. Can you have a successful business and be anti-gay in 2012? Ed Tyll, I ask that of you.
You can if you're a smart marketing executive and you know what your customers think, and you slavishly follow those customers to profit. Why would morals enter in it at all? I can see Mr. McCarthy saying, you know, I know what my people like. I'm going to give them more of it. And if I personally agree with it...
Boston and Chicago now is a
well,
consequence.
Boston's got to look at the Declaration of Independence. What happened to people you don't agree with? They're not welcome in Boston?
So then what happens when he says he doesn't like black people? And let's throw Latinos in there. And let's throw Asians in there. As a matter of fact, I don't.
Right.
Let's say he says, I don't want women working in my establishment.
A little tougher, Ed. How do you do it?
I mean, well, I mean, you know, Dominic, that's a bouillabaisse. I love it. Each one of those issues, I think, deserves to be looked at on its own merit.
Are you serious?
What do you mean?
If the guy didn't want to serve blacks, are you comfortable with that?
I'm not comfortable with it, but that's not an issue, is it? In other words, right now, that can't happen, right? Can you act in a discriminatory fashion against blacks in America without the entire society's condemnation?
Yes, it happens every day.
Go ahead, how?
It happens every day in American business.
All right, so I'd like a Chick-fil-A.
I'm not saying it's done publicly.
Hold on now.
President Obama is my perfect example.
We got to name some names.
President Obama's hands are tied every day because he's a black man.
All right,
plain and simple.
I'll grant you that opinion, but Chick-fil-A is on the record. Who else in American business is on the record? It won't serve blacks. It won't serve Latinos.
Well, I'm not talking about blacks.
But I mean, you asked the question.
Richard,
Give me an example.
Richard, I really hate to say such things, but in my opinion, that company should almost go out of business for that position against gay people.
You saw what happened to who was it, Andrew? When Ellen DeGeneres was J.C.Penney, right? J.C.Penney, they pivoted quickly. Now let's take morals, as Ed would say, out of this. They saw it was bad business to turn away potential not only customers but people who find their positions offensive, that they found their sexuality a problem. In 2012, can you be a major player and be anti-gay? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
I think you absolutely can be. I think you absolutely can be. By the way, anybody know who makes Dixie cups? The Koch brothers. Okay, you think they're flying the rainbow flag outside Koch Industries?
Very smart idea, Joe, staying quiet in this segment. But my point is, nobody knows that they are Dixie cups.
That's why I can't understand why the Chick-fil-A guy even went on the record with this. If he'd shut up, none of this would have been happening.
Well,
there's a bad Yiddish term that I could call, and I'm not Jewish, then I would say that. That's why. He's an idiot. And direct a different word.